long time no see. It's 2020, happy new year I suppose. I haven't made a video for YouTube anyway in quite some time. I feel that life has just absolutely got away with me. But here we are, new year, thought I would start off with the favourites of 2019. I did do a video like this last year, favourites of 2018 obviously. But when I was looking back in my bullet journal, I thought, I've actually spoken more about skincare than I have about any kind of beauty products this year, like cosmetics, makeup, etc. So I figured I'm going to do two videos. This one is going to be all about skincare, and then I will do one all about my favourite makeup from 2019 as well. Just to get kick started, just to get myself back in a role, kind of remembering how to do this. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and you quite like skincare, then keep on watching. Right, where to start? I'm going to start with Balm cleansers, because I have used so many of them this year. These are all ones that I have used within this year, so that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously there are 3 minis at the top there, but actually a couple of these are repurchases as well, so I've probably been through more than that. The reason I'm keeping all of these is because they have at least one more use out of them, and there will be a video coming all about the individual, like what's the best one to buy, what I thought was good value, what I wouldn't bother with. But I'm just gonna put these back down. I would say overall this year has become much more of a year, or last year, it's became much more of a kind of year for me to be very aware of my skincare, very much, I always looked after my skin anyway, but very like having a good routine in my day to day. So Balm cleansers are something that I absolutely at all costs will use pretty much every day. There is the odd day where I really just cannot be bothered and I will use a micellar water. I think I've got one back there somewhere. And sometimes I'll use a micellar water to take off a lot of heavy makeup, but I don't wear heavy makeup that often. Balm cleansers is definitely the first favourite for skincare in 2019. Now coinciding with that, I thought I may as well mention muslin cloths. I did speak about these in a favourites last year. I can't remember what month it was. I could check my bullet journal, but I can't really be arsed. So muslin cloths, I have been using these now. I think I probably took them on March last year, I want to say, maybe February, March last year. I use them every single day. Anytime I'm using a balm cleanser, this is what I use to take off my makeup. They just go into the washing. Generally, because of my job, because I'm a nurse, I do have to boil wash certain things. My uniforms should be washed at high wash. I know that's not great, but what I try and do is collect all my kind of uniforms together and make sure I've got 3 or 4 of them at any one time, and wash them all in that single wash. And what I'll try to do is put these in with that, because then that means that most of the staining comes off. Not always. Sometimes they slip through the net and they'll just go in on a cool wash, and as you can see, this one is looking a little bit dingy. Again, I've got a whole hoard of all these different ones as well, because a lot of the cleansers kind of came with their own muslin cloth as well. So but these ones that I've got here with the little green trim, I picked up off Amazon. Again, mentioned them in the video that I spoke about these in, and I will put a link down below somewhere if you can still pick these up. Okay, so seeing as I've lumped in muslin cloths with my skincare favourites, I thought I may as well include my reusable cotton pads as well. These are from the Eco Panda. Again, I got them from Amazon. This is them here. Same goes for these. They have a little bag actually, which I've got hanging up over here. So once I've used one, I put it in the little bag. The little bag with lots of them in it goes in the washing on a relatively warm wash. But I do try and make sure that it can go in like with other things. I don't just wash them separately. But I think these are really, really good. I have bought 1 pack of throwaway cotton pads since around about the end of February, the beginning of March. The reason I picked them up is because I do actually have a little container in my bathroom for guests. So if guests want to come and they need a cotton pad, they are there. But I haven't restocked. I've bought 1 packet throughout the whole year of 2019. So I think that's pretty good. So really good investment. Moving on from balm cleansers to a more daily cleanser. Now, when I was looking through my bullet journal at my favourites for every month last year, I don't know how many times this came up. And this has been a staple since around about the end of April, beginning of May. This is the big boy size. This is the 473. You can get a smaller size. And for a while I was buying, so I've got through 2 smaller sizes. So when I purchased this one at the end of December, I thought, well, I'll get the big one because I know I'm going to use it. It's wonderful. It is the hydrating cleanser for normal to dry skin. Now, I don't suggest you use this to take your makeup off. It isn't that kind of face wash. What I use this for is basically once my makeup is off, I will use this for my double cleanse. Either that or first thing in the morning when I get up and I'm just having a shower, etc. I will use this to wash my face first thing in the morning. It just makes your skin feel nice and fresh and clean. It doesn't dry it out. Sometimes I feel like some face washes, especially foaming ones, can cause a bit of tightness. This doesn't happen. It does exactly what it says in the tin. It's not one of these ones that's all like, oh, paraben free, all this kind of nonsense. They're not trying to promote anything that isn't necessarily true. I really like the brand. I think they're really, really good. And it comes with hyaluronic acid in it, which obviously we know is a really good thing to have for some hydration if you need it. Absolute standout favourite for skincare last year, I would say, is this. Moving on to face masks. Now, again, coinciding with the fact that I've started using muslin cloths, I wanted to use reusable cotton pads. I wanted to stop using tissue masks as much. I haven't thrown them away. I've used the ones that I've got and I still have a few left to use, so you may well see me every now and again popping one on, or not see me, unless you creep about my house. But if I'm on Instagram stories and I've got a tissue mask on, it's because I'm using up the ones I have. But as a whole, I have not bought any since I made that decision. But these 2 masks, obviously you do not need them to have tissue, and these are the 2 masks that are absolute standouts from last year, potentially even the year before, but as I say, I did not do a skincare favourites. So this is the Ordinary's AHA BHA peeling solution, yeah, I thought it was going to say mask there and I had to double check, but this is the kind of one that you put on for 10 minutes. It says not to go over that. Sometimes I do, but it's my face and I can decide what I'm doing with it. But I certainly wouldn't have it on like, you know, half an hour, 40 minutes, relaxing with it on. It's one that's just much more of a treatment base. You put it on, it's very exfoliating. It'll give you a light peel, a lift of all the dead sluffy skin, or not sluffy, you know, this is because I'm a nurse. The dead skin, it will slough that off, that's what I mean to say, and give you nice baby soft skin. It can be quite intense if you do have sensitive skin, or if you have any broken areas in your skin, just be wary of where you put it. I have done a whole video on both of these from the year before, possibly 2018. I will link that up here for the peeling one, and straight after that, when you're able to, I'll link up this one. This one here is the number 7 Instant Results Nourishing Hydration Mask. Now this is one that I picked up not last August, the August before I want to say, and I went back and repurchased, and as you can see I am halfway through this one here. The lifespan is 24 months, so actually you would get a good 2 years out of it even if you didn't use it all up. This one is the one that I will put on if I'm looking for some nourishment, some hydration, wanting to feel like my skin is nice and plumped, wanting to feel like it's a bit dried out after night shifts. I will put this on. As I say, I do have a video on this one as well, and a lot of these ones are kind of challenge videos, but you will see what I say about it and how I've enjoyed it. And since making that video, this has been a staple and I have repurchased it again. As I say, it's a very reasonable price. I will put all the prices of everything below because off the top of my head, I don't remember these bloody things. It's a great mask. If you have dry skin, if you had irritated skin, this is the mask that Macmillan actually paired up with number 7. They do a lot of work with number 7, and they were saying that ladies who are going through intense chemotherapy and radiotherapy and things like that use, and actually have said is wonderful for their skin. It's very gentle. I've never had any reactions to it, and I've never known anybody who does even have sensitive skin to have a reaction to it. My friend, who's very fair with red hair, uses this as well, and she says it's wonderful. So okay, let's move on to serums and lotions and potions. Now I'm not going to go into any great details. I use a lot of lotions and potions, a lot of different things on my face, and I could sit here and give you hours and hours of information on them. I have done previous videos on The Ordinary. I have done other videos on new things that we try, like hyaluronic acids, different serums, different creams and what have you. So what I'm going to say is, I'm choosing two things that I feel are the standout treatments that I have been using throughout this year. I'm not saying that that means I've stopped using any of the other stuff, like the Buffet is an absolute favourite of mine and I probably will never stop using, and it's a peptide one. See, I'm doing exactly what I said I wasn't going to do now. It doesn't mean to say I've stopped using that, but in the year of 2019, these are the two things that I feel became more aware on my radar and I will continue to use throughout 2020. They were the new discoveries and I thought they were really good. So the first one is niacinamide. This is from The Ordinary, but a lot of brands are now making niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of these products that is supposed to be not pore shrinking, that isn't possible, but helps the kind of texture of your skin and also stops blemishes. Well, it should stop blemishes. That's what it claims to do. Now, I don't have overly blemish prone skin, but I do get monthly outbreaks, hormonal outbreaks round about this area. It's the worst area for me. I found that in 2019, when I was using this, the hormonal breakouts, they still came to a point, but they weren't half as bad as they were when I wasn't using this. I used up a whole bottle of this and didn't repurchase straight away. And when I stopped using it for maybe a month to 6 weeks or so, probably less than that actually, when I was waiting on the next delivery or going to pick it up again, I found that the blemishes came out like much worse than they ever did when I was using it. It's such an easy one to use. You can mix it in with other things. I put a few drops of this mixed with the Buffet or mixed with a hyaluronic acid or mixed with something hydrating. It doesn't need to be used individually. It isn't sticky. They reformulated it. The Ordinary, there was a little scandal, not scandal, that's the wrong thing to say, but initially when it came out there was some reviews saying it was a little bit too sticky, but I find this is not sticky at all now. It's got zinc in it as well. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure what zinc does to my skin, but I like this, it's brilliant, and I will continue to buy it. This is a brand spanking new one, and I have another one as a backup on my shelf. And I think this is a wonderful little product. Now, moving on from this is vitamin C. Now, not necessarily this vitamin C. I am saying vitamin C is a kind of blanket statement of a product. So, this is the one from the Inkey list. This is the one I'm currently using up, as you can see. I started out, what one did I start out with? At the start of the year, I think the Drunk Elephant, their vitamin C. I really liked that, and that was the first thing I thought. I must have picked that up in the January of last year, and I thought, oh yeah, I quite like this. I've looked into it. There's not solid evidence or research to say that vitamin C does what it says it does on the tin, but I have to say, when I've been using it, I actually have really enjoyed it, and I actually think it does make a difference to my skin. So therefore I have continued to look into vitamin C's and use them over and over. I think after the Drunk Elephant one, I briefly tried one from It's Skin. Again, it was okay, nothing to write home about. I didn't feel it was as nice as the Drunk Elephant one, so I didn't go back and purchase it again. But when I started looking into vitamin C, I was seeing what was on the market. I started picking up other ones. So I've also tried the Kiehl's vitamin C, which I really enjoyed. That was very nice. Again, kind of pricey though. So I went to The Ordinary because they're Old Faithful, and I thought if I can get it for a cheaper price, I'm absolutely going to do that. The thing about the vitamin C from The Ordinary was it was very gritty. Very gritty. Now you do find with most vitamin C's that there is a tiny bit of grit in them. I don't know if it's like little capsules of the vitamin C or what have you, but the one from The Ordinary was really gritty. It done what it said on the tin. I felt that my skin looked as good using the vitamin C from The Ordinary as it did using the one from Kiehl's, but the Kiehl's one was nicer to use. So really you just have to balance it up and decide, do you want to go and splurge and treat yourself, or are you happy using the one that's just a little bit more gritty? I mean, it's 6.5 a dozen. If I had a little bit extra cash to splash, then I would probably go and get the Kiehl's one. If I thought things were a little bit tight that month, then I would go back to The Ordinary one as my kind of staple. This one is in the same kind of price range as The Ordinary. In saying that, I'm really on the fence about this at the moment. This is going to be a kind of mini review of this because I think I spoke about it in my last video on YouTube. Basically, I've been using this, and this is much more like a primer in the sense of Professional. So you know how Pore Freshenal, those pore filling mattifying primers, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what this feels like. It's not gritty, it's much smoother even than the Kiehl's one, but I don't know if I enjoy it. I find it does that balling thing, like, you know, the balling up, the bubbling. If I put something over the top of it that's slightly oily or slightly more moisturising, it doesn't work well with other products quite so well. I have to make sure there's a bit of time between putting this on and putting on something else. Now, I only use vitamin C at night. You can use it in morning and night, but for me, the way my skincare works, it fits into my nighttime routine better. So I will try and use this maybe like once a week at the moment. When summer comes in, I'll try and, you know, bring it in a little bit more. But at the moment, just because I'm finding it difficult to wear underneath other products that I'm using, it's not playing nicely with them. And I have to say, I had a really weird experience with it the other day. So this is a 6-month lifespan. It is nowhere near 6 months old. But I put on my vitamin C the other night. Now, I'm very conscious that I wash my hands after I use vitamin C, because for some reason or another, having vitamin C on your fingers makes your blood sugar readings not quite right. So that's a whole other story. But I decided that I would put it on the other night, didn't think there was anything of it, woke up the next day, hadn't washed my hands, and my hands were as if I'd used fake tan, self-tan, you know, like Saint-Tropez, whatever it is, like there was a line. And I thought, I didn't use anything mildly tanning last night in my skincare routine. Nothing at all. Look at my face, it's totally white. This time of year, I don't usually bother with things like that. And I couldn't put my finger on what it was. Now, I've used this before and I've never done it. But now smelling it, I'm like, that is a self-tan smell, if ever I've smelt one. Now, the colour is exactly the same. It's still a white colour. There's no change. But I don't know what's happened for this to change. It was fine, and now it seems to be having this self-tan effect and the funny biscuity smell, and the funny biscuity smell the day after you've put it on as well. My face wasn't overly tanned, but the amount on my hands was quite horrifying. I don't know if that's because, you know, it's a more porous area, so it picked up a lot more of the colour, but there's no colour in it. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. There is absolutely nothing else I can put it down to that I used in my skincare that night. So vitamin C is a favourite of 2019, but this one I'm probably not going to bother purchasing again. And I've told you already the ones that I kind of liked. Now, just before I move on to moisturisers or anything like that, I want to give an honourable mention to sprays and essences. I can't say that I've had an absolute favourite spray of the year. I quite like a rose spray because they're easy to use. Something kind of relatively hydrating type spray. Anything that's going to make my skin damp enough before I put on serums, lotions, potions, etc. I have used the Durleek one. I really enjoyed that. I've been using that for probably around about 3 years on and off. I've also used the Glossier one. That was one I got last year and was in my most recent IGTV empties. I seem to do empties over an IGTV now because I feel like it's something I can condense a lot shorter into 10-minute videos. And, sorry, total digression there. And basically the other one that I've been using is the Pixie one, actually. Sorry, it's sitting here. I left it out for a fucking reason. So this is the Rose Glow Mist. I'm about halfway through this one. It's not that I feel committed to any of these sprays. I really just like a spray before I start putting my skincare on. So I think, you know, I'm not going to sit and say this was my favourite of the year. I'm just saying sprays in general were a kind of favourite of 2019. Along with that, essences. But I do have a favourite, but I don't have it to show you because I've used it up. That was the Kiehl's Iris Extract Essence. And that was one that I would do a spray, like use this, spritz my face, let that kind of, you know, be damp on my face. Then I would use the essence and pat that on my face. And I just really enjoy using it. I'm not saying that my skin has got any worse after I've finished it and haven't used it for the last couple of months. So in a way, I'm like, it was quite an expensive thing to have when it wasn't making dramatically different effects to my skin. But in saying that as well, I just really liked using it. It felt really good to use. It's a little bit bougie, I know that's a little bit silly to say, but I just really liked using it, and I probably would pick it up again, or at least ask for it for a little gift if someone felt like buying me it. So I'm going to put that in there as a favourite of last year. Absolutely, the Kiehl's Iris Extract Essence. That was really good. As I say, everything will be linked below, anything that I speak about. Moving on to moisturisers. Now, I think I've said this before as well. I am not overly committed to any one moisturiser. I kind of go through fits and starts of things that I like. There's two though that really stood out for me last year. Now, the first one being the Cetaphil Daily Defense Moisturiser with SPF 50. Now again, this one I want to say came in around about May time, but after that was a little bit of a staple, at least until kind of October, where it got really cold and it's dark in Scotland a lot of the time, and you're thinking, SPF 50? I know you should wear it every day, but sometimes I'm a little bit like, God, you know, it's dark in Scotland all the time at this time of year, so I've tried other ones, like, you know, I go in and out. And also, if I'm working night shift, I don't need to have anything with an SPF of 50 on it, but I will be using more of a daytime moisturiser when I'm on night shifts. It's very complicated. So this one is an absolute favourite, and I will continue to use it. This one has a 12 months lifespan, so I will get some use out of it as the brighter, lighter days come in. I'm not advocating that you don't wear SPF. You should wear SPF every single time you go out. But I find in the winter, I'll maybe be wearing a BB cream with an SPF of 20 or 30, as opposed to the 50 that this has, that I'm not really requiring. Other people would disagree with me, but I'm just telling you what I do. For me, it's my face. I can do what I like. So this was my favourite from last year, absolutely, as a new kind of moisturiser that I didn't know about. I think it's fantastic. Next up is an evening moisturiser, and it's one that came into play, must have been September, the first week in September. I went away on holiday, I was in Greece, I love Greece, I was in Rhodes to be specific, and I came back from Greece, and Korres, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry, are a brand who are from Greece. And you used to be able to get it here, you used to be able to get it in Tesco really readily, but I've seen less and less of Korres, and I haven't checked online as of yet. So this came into my life in September. This is the Greek Yogurt 48 Hour Moisture Pro Advanced Repair Sleeping Facial. So it is definitely a night cream, and I have to say, I have absolutely flipping loved this. There's a little drop left. I'll probably get another couple of weeks use out of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, 2 weeks or so, I think. There's quite a bit in it. And as I say, I have been using this since September religiously. So my mum picked me up the Kiehl's Super Multi-Corrective Cream or whatever it was for Christmas. I will probably go to use that at night time now, because there's no SPF in it, and it is an absolute kind of favourite that I've had for years. I really like it. So rather than go and pick something new up and save myself a bit of cash, I will use the one that I've been bought for Christmas, absolutely. But following that, if once that's ran out, I would inquire about trying to get this. I really would. I think it is lovely. It smells beautiful without being too fragrant. It's not overly like, oh, floral or anything like that. It's just a really, is it milky? I don't know. I don't know how to describe the fragrance. It's really nondescript but not offensive. So as I say, I've really been enjoying this, and if I didn't have another one to use after this, then I would be inclined to have a wee look online and see about purchasing it in the UK. I will see if you can get it, and I will link below if it is available in the UK. If not, then maybe I'll just have to book myself another trip to Greece, heavens above, and pick it up when I'm over there, because it was really, really nice. Okay, we are down to eye creams and lip balms. Now, my kind of ultimate favourite lip balm is going to be Balm.com. It's a really love-hate relationship I have with this. I love the lip balm. I hate the fact that it's £10 for a full size. This is a mini, by the way, this isn't a full size. But it's really good. It does what it says on the tin. It's not a lip balm that is overly slimy. It's very hydrating. It's not one, I find sometimes when I use lip balms, actually they dry my lips out worse. I'm not gonna lie, they do. This doesn't do that. It's very, very nice. It's easy worn over the top of things. Sometimes I wear a bit of lip liner and then put this over the top, the kind of clear one. It works really well. It's really, really good. I just wish they would reduce the price on it slightly. You can buy sets of 3 and they come at a cheaper price, but it's not wonderful considering you could probably walk into Boots or Superdrug and pick up a lip balm for a few pounds. I do feel that the glossy balm.com is a little bit expensive. And saying that, it's very, very good. It can be used on your cuticles, it could be used on any kind of dry skin you have in between your fingers, things like that. I get that a lot as a nurse. I get really dry hands. So really dry areas, it works a treat on without being overly oily or slimy or glossy. It's called glossy, but it's not glossy on the lips, which I really enjoy as well. So that is going to be my kind of favourite. But I have to say, once I used up, because as I say, these are minis, I got these for Christmas. Once I used these up in 2019, I didn't go and purchase them again. I kind of went on a little bit of a boycott of Glossy for a while because I thought, no, I'm going to find things that are just as good from other brands. So I didn't bother picking anything up, and I ended up getting this from the cosmetic outlet store, whatever it is, the one that's over in Livingston. It's like basically a place where you get all kind of high brand makeup and cosmetics goods for a cheaper price. So this is from Clinique, and this is the Clinique Pep Start Pout Restoring Night Mask. Now, as you can see, I'm absolutely, positively nearly finished this. It's a night mask. I was wearing it all year round, and since I picked it up kind of middle of the year last year, I really liked it, and I would absolutely buy it again. I would say they are very in a similar realm, but this one has a kind of glossy effect to it. If you're looking for a matte lip, this will not give you that. It's very moisturizing. It is absolutely like a mask for your lips, and I think it is wonderful. There's no scent to it, there is no taste to it. That's something that's really good. Sometimes you look at things that are pink and you think, oh, what's that going to be, like strawberry, and it's going to taste rotten. But it's nothing like that at all. It basically says you can wear it for 5 minutes as a prep before you put on any makeup or lipstick, or you can put it on at night. But as I say, I've been using it all the time, all the hours of the day, and I absolutely would recommend this and say have a little look into it. I generally do try and wear it at night as well. Like it's on the side of my nighttime skincare, and I keep this on my daytime skincare, but I would use either. Absolutely use either all year round. Eye creams, this will come as no shock to anybody who's watched my videos before or knows me at all, that my daytime eye cream is the Kiehl's Avocado, Creamy Avocado Eye Cream, and my nighttime one is the Midnight Recovery Eye from Kiehl's. These two have been favourites for years. I have forayed into other eye creams this year, especially daytime ones. I've looked at other ones and tried other ones this year. Nothing lives up to this. It's just wonderful. It's my absolute favourite. I bought this one for Christmas. I got this for Christmas too, very kindly, off my loving family. So it's a little bit boring because it's the same as last year. It's never going to go out of fashion. I think they would have to do something absolutely amazing to top these two. They are my favourite eye creams. This is just so moisturising for daytime. I hate having kind of crepey eyes under there. I'm getting to an age where I know the fine lines are there. I can't get rid of them, but it's much better if they look moisturised than they do if they look dry. Much better. And I really noticed a difference when this got stopped being used, but I refused to go and buy it because I thought Santa might be good to me, which he was. And this one here, I just love for nighttime. It's so luxurious. It's so, it's like giving your eyes a cuddle. I know that sounds pure cheesy, but it's true. It's like giving your eyes a cuddle, and I love it. I think it's so good, and I will continue to use it over and over again. Alright, so that is it from me for the skincare favourites of 2019 as the sun starts to set at 3:30 in the day. God, January, you're so dark and dismal. But basically that is it. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been kind of useful and it's a good idea. Or maybe some things that you might want to try. I don't know. Maybe it's giving you the idea of things that have, you know, been overrated, but actually, yeah, they're worth it. Or things that are really underrated, but I use them and I'm telling you they're really good. Trust me if you wish, I don't really care. Anyway, it's really nice to see you. I'm gonna say here, you know, go and follow me over on Instagram. As I say, I'm doing more videos over there, shorter ones where kind of like quick and easy little vlogs, things like that. I have moved my empties over there because I feel it is really easy to condense into a smaller 10-minute period. I was considering moving my like bullet journal planning over there monthly, but the problem is obviously YouTube is this way and Instagram is this way, and I'm not sure how that would be laid out, because I quite like the monthly planning to be condensed down into like a kind of 5 to 10 minute video, but I don't know how it would work. I will see how it goes. But please do feel free to follow me over there. I always have outfit stuff up on Instagram and any kind of pictures from when we're away, because we love traveling. We are going away at the end of this month. We are going, well, not the end, middle of the month, Budapest, because it is both me and Alan's birthdays this month. So there should be some up from that too. Anyway, I will see you all again soon. Thank you very much for watching. If you've made it to the end, I really appreciate it. If you've returned and you're coming back to see me again, it's so nice that you've come back, even though I've had pretty much a 2-month break. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. And I'm gonna get away now, get a cup of tea, and probably eat my way in toast and spaghetti hoops. Still January, still wearing the big jumpers. I still have all the food babies going on, and I probably won't stop till the end of January because it's my birthday month. So anyway, it's nice to see you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.